Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Functional Taekwondo Podcast. My name is Taylor Kelly. I'm the owner and head instructor at Functional Taekwondo in Grand Prairie, Texas. And in this podcast today, we're going to be talking about the martial art way of overcoming adversity. Now, yesterday, I was talking to the students about being a hammer and a nail. And I've often given this analogy, especially when kids are learning how to spar, because I think for many of us, myself included, we've often tried out new things, and maybe because we're not so great at them, we decide to give up on them. Right? We've all been through that, and I think especially kids these days, they might try out a sport or they might try out an activity, and they'll see that everybody else is great at it and they're not, and then therefore they will just stop doing it altogether because they're not as good. But the main difference between martial arts and I would say sports is that in martial arts, the goal isn't necessarily to win a competition. Now, there are plenty of schools that do that, right? We happen to have students that compete. They do very well in the competitions, but that's not our main focus. We're not a competition-focused school, meaning my job as an instructor is to help your child become the strongest version of themselves and also learn how to overcome adversities. If I had to pinpoint the key lesson that I've learned all throughout my years learning martial arts, is that it teaches you how to put up with things that are uncomfortable, right? And what better lesson is that, right? In life, we're going to deal with things that are really uncomfortable. And if you look at every successful person ever, things weren't just handed to them, right? The majority of them, things weren't handed to them for the majority of those people. They had to overcome those things. They had to become mentally resilient. And one of the things that I tell kids is that, like, most of the days, especially when you're sparring, you're going to feel like a nail, right? And some of those days, maybe 20% of the time, you're going to feel like the hammer, meaning you're just going to have a really good day. You're going to come in, you're going to spar, and you're going to basically, you're probably going to just take everybody down. You're probably going to not get touched that much, and you're going to just be awesome. And those days are great. But don't get too attached to those days, right? Don't get too attached to those days, because those days are very short. They don't happen that often. Most of the time, you're going to feel like a nail. And what I tell the students this is that, look, if you are the nail most of the time, that is a for sure sign that you're going to get very good, right? Because think about it. If you are the nail, meaning if you're the person that is getting hit more, getting taken down more, getting thrown more, getting pinned more, that means you have a lot of room to grow, and that means you're going to get so good at, number one, your defense, and number two, it's going to allow you to open up ways to address the problems that you may not have known you've had, right? One drill that we did the other day in our yellow belt class, this is a class for students who've been training for at least 6 months to a year. The reason why I do that is because I don't want students to spar until I know they're absolutely ready, right? And this is something that a lot of parents have concerned about. I've talked to many parents who've sent their kids to boxing gyms, and they just get thrown in with the wolves. We don't do that here. We make sure kids are adequately prepared. They have proper defense, proper technique. So that way, when they do spar, they feel more confident about it, and it's not a scary experience, right? So, but what I had students do is I was like, okay, look, we're going to start everybody in really poor positions, right? So one of the things we did is like, okay, you're going to have somebody pinning you against the wall, and you have to fight already pinned against the wall. Some cases, like, okay, they're going to get you in a clinch, which is a position where they grab both hands they grab your head with both hands. You're going to start in this bad position, and you have to learn how to fight out of it, right? And what this does is this exposes a lot of holes in some of the kids' kickboxing game. They start to realize, like, wow, I'm not as good as I thought I was defending if my back's against the wall. I'm not as good as I thought I was if somebody's already grabbed my leg and I have to fight out of it. But while this is teaching them technical skills that they can physically see, this is also has a hidden meaning behind it. And this is something I like to teach in martial art classes, is because, yes, kids are going to be learning how to punch and kick. Yes, it's a healthy, fun activity that gets them, to get their energy out. It's great for that. But it also teaches them a very important lesson. And this lesson is that despite what life gives you, you have to find solutions rather than focusing on the problem, right? That is by far one of the best lessons martial arts can teach kids is that when you're overcoming adversity day in and day out, when you're coming into class and doing something hard and difficult, it makes the rest of the day seem fairly simple, right? It makes it seem easier. And if kids are dealing with that on a consistent basis, they're learning how to overcome problems, it's going to make them very successful, without a doubt. Because what I tell students, I have to remind them too, is like, look, it's great that you're doing this stuff in here and you're getting better and you're improving. It's great. My challenge to you is to take these lessons and apply them out in the real world. Meaning, let's say you are, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with a conflict with a friend, right? Maybe when you and your friend don't get along with this, okay? What do? Do you yell at them? Do you scream at them? Do you get mad at them just because they don't see your point of view? No. Instead, you calmly address their points, have a healthy discussion, and you just leave it at that, and you're still friends, right? How many kids need that today? You go on social media, you go on any kind of platform, you see people just arguing nonstop, right? Nobody can get along. It's okay to have opposing views and still get along and still be friends, right? What martial art teaches is it teaches you how to deal with physical, tangible things, tangible problems, which is this person's going to hit me, this person's going to punch me, I got to figure out a way to stop it, right? It teaches them that, but on more so, what it teaches them to do is it teaches them to find solutions. Finding solutions to problems is a key indicator of someone being successful, without a doubt. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you are interested in trying out our classes here, you can click the links down below. We are offering a web special. You can check it out by going to functionaltaekwondo.com. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.